Hi, I'm Fifth Chakra Prof, and this is Stories Are Therapy. I'm taking us back to a piece that I wrote a little while after graduating, and I was teaching at a satellite campus in the North Bay. And I walked into class a little bit early, and the students were up at the whiteboard working out some math problem. I didn't know what they were doing, so I was like, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing?" And they turned around and looked at me, and they told me, and then asked me some more questions, and I'm like, What are you doing? Why? All this stuff." And they told me. I was like, "No, no, no, no." Sit down. So on my drive home, I thought about it a little bit more and kind of got to me. So here it is. It's called The Math Problem. Take a little drink of water before we start. And don't ever be afraid to have water with you. I always tell my students, having water with you is essential. A lot of the medications that we take for our mental health, a side effect of those medications is dry mouth. And when I started taking a lot of medications for my neuropathy, which I haven't really talked about yet, they gave me horrible dry mouth. And as a public speaking communications instructor, it was killing me. It was like a desert up in here. And so I invested in hydro flasks and Nalgene bottles and decorated them with stickers like 20 years ago. So don't be afraid to always have water with you, even in those moments where you think you're supposed to be all professional and stuff. Okay, so bring a bottle that's not decorated with stickers. Fine. All right. The math problem. 30 students per class, 5 speeches per student, 8 classes per semester on average, 24 semesters plus coaching forensics, plus competing in forensics, plus being a comm major, plus being a comm grad student. This was the math problem my class proceeded to work out on the whiteboard. You've heard about 50,000 speeches. I looked at them with slight pain on my face and asked, "Was this important for you to know?" They laughed and carried on and said, "I must be tired because they are tired and they've only heard each other's informative speeches. Oh, and our intro speeches. Okay, we've heard 60 speeches so far." I chid them. "Ugh. Well, then you must be exhausted. We should just cancel class and go home." Yeah, okay." "Sit your asses down. Let's talk about sarcasm, shall we?" I say with an evil grin. If only they knew how much I loved it. Loved listening to them and watching their light bulbs go on. If only they really knew how much pride I felt in their accomplishments as they reached new milestones, new ways of discovering who they are as young adults. maybe that's why it pains me so much when they hurt. When there's a knock on my office door, I open it only to find a student that has been crying, and they take a step in, plant their face on my chest, and sob. In spring of 2004, I took the required seminar, Teaching Speech and Communication. We learned how to compile and create our syllabi and course schedules. We learned how to give lectures on various chapters in the required basic course textbook. We learned how to grade objectively and subjectively and the difference between the two. Not once in any hour of the 4-hour evening, not in any evening of the 16-week semester did we talk about what we really needed to prepare for: the health and well-being of the student, and consequently, the health and well-being of the teacher. Sometimes they mirror my own life, a younger version of myself. Take a deep breath, I say, talking to them as well as to me. They look down at their lap, tears falling into their hands. I hand them a tissue box. I keep a fully loaded box in my office drawer. I'm not that naive. They squeak out a thank you. I ask if they are physically okay. Yes, they nod most of the time. I'm grateful, I say to myself, most of the time. And then I give them a moment and just sit with them until they are ready. And then it comes, like a dam bursting before the exploding water into the reservoir. My mom was diagnosed with cancer. My dad just died in a motorcycle accident. My roommate kicked me out. I'm homeless. My sister outed me to my dad. He won't pay for college anymore. I think I was raped. I can't remember leaving the party. My roommate is doing drugs. My boyfriend beat me up over the weekend. I've been really depressed and I have anxiety and I can't concentrate in any of my classes and they go too fast and I'm failing and I'm going to get kicked out of the dorms and then my parents will kick me out of their house and I don't know what to do and I feel like my world is spinning out of control and I think I'm gay and then it's in my lap. And I'm so grateful that on our campus we have resources like the Safe Place and student health and psych services and campus safety and even a mediation specialist in our department. But none of those places can help me when I'm driving home north on the 101 as I pass by the Days Inn where I was raped. And 6 different McDonald's and a dozen different mini marts and bakeries and cafes, and none of those services can help me when I'm all alone in the safety of my car, where no one can get to me, no one can see me, and I feed my pain. And I try to shove it down further because I don't have time for this. I have 42 persuasive speeches to grade for Friday and 8 emails to respond to that I know about. And what am I going to make for dinner tonight? And I have to remember to pay the cable bill. And I think we need dog food and I should try to do a load of laundry tonight. And it's grown-up math. Add this to that and multiply by everything and divide by time and continue the problem tomorrow. For all of my students out there, we are always listening. and we're always here.